Hello, welcome. Today I am going to be talking about the new Jingle Mold by IOD, the fall-winter release of 2022. This mold is just simply amazing. It's jingle. It has a few different bells and then a couple different reindeer with a bow. So we're going to go ahead and play with that. I already went ahead and I did some quick cast resin, and I have some different shapes. And with the quick set resin, you pour it. Well, first you mix it with equal parts. You stir it up, and then you pour it in your mold. And then it takes about 10 minutes to set, and then you're ready to go. What we're going to do today is I have a few of these wood tags. We're going to make bottle tags, wine tags. So these will be perfect for the holiday. Now, the first one we're going to do is we're going to make one that says jingle. And we're going to use the different bells that we have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some metallic acrylic paint, and I'm just going to paint these before I put them on here. These have already been painted white, and I like the white background, so we're going to leave them. So we're going to go ahead and paint these gold. It's a nice color for bells. And these have really intricate designs. You can see, I'm going to get up close. Oops, let me get over here. There are the lines and the holes where the jingle sound comes out of on a real jingle bell. Okay, I'm going to set that down. Gets a little tricky when you need to get the sides and you're holding it with your with your fingers, but go ahead and finish painting the rest of these ones real quick. And then this is just craft paint, acrylic paint. This one just happens to be metallic gold. You can order online or you can pick up in a craft store. Okay, so we're going to let those dry real quick and put them to the side. While those are drying, we're also going to make a different one. And we're going to look at this. Look at how cute this little deer head is. So we're going to use him, and then we're going to apply a little bow. And we're going to put that on a wine tag too. So look how super cute those are. So while those are drying, we're going to go ahead and paint these. Again, just using some craft paint. This is metallic red. My brush. The paint sticks nicely on the quick dry resin. And of course you can use the IOD air dry clay. I just had some resin left from a project, so I went ahead and just casted a few molds just because I knew I would use them. I like to do that with the alphabet, with the letters, with the Harper and Victoria. I just go ahead and pour them. That way I have a bunch of letters that are ready, because I feel like the letters come out and I don't distort them when I'm pulling them out with air dry clay. So the resin really works good with the letters. All right, let's stick the bow over by them to dry. Oh, I love that. We might have to get another bow ready for the bell one too. All right, so let's stick the red aside. Now, for our deer, we're going to do some metallic chocolate color on him. This is a beautiful color. Again, these molds have such beautiful, intricate designs on them. You can see his face, his nostrils, his ears. It's basically every part of the deer. Okay, making sure I get all of the sides because I'm going to be putting it on white. And I want to make sure I have a nice edge with the paint. Okay, so now I don't want to paint my antlers the exact same color, so I'm going to, I'm going to paint them gold. Since I already have the gold out, I think gold will be pretty. Oh yeah, that does look nice. So the antlers are gold. Now the antlers, when you're using them with the air dry clay, they are very fragile. So what I do is I either make sure that I use a little bit of the cornstarch in the mold so I can pop those antlers out without distorting them. Or another trick that I've learned by watching IOD videos is that you can stick it in the freezer and then for a couple minutes, 5 minutes, and then you can pop them out and they stay together nicely, so you can pop them out of your mold. All right, so let's stick the little reindeer aside. Look how cute he is. I'm gonna get him out of the shadow so you can see. Look, now while these are drying, we are going to stick these out of the way, because what we're gonna do is we're going to stamp. Oops. We're gonna stamp Jingle on our first tag. I'm gonna show you how we do that. So I have the new font here. This pack comes with, I think it's 4 different fonts. And like this one has upper and lowercase, which is nice because sometimes you want upper and lowercase and not all of the fonts come like that. So I'm going to use my thin mount. They come in 12 by 16 sheets and they have a grid line on them, so you can line your letters up straight. So we want to put Jingle on here because we're going to do bells and we're going to put Jingle. So I think we're going to go with the lowercase. I think the lowercase will be nice. On this thin mount, there's a solid blue line here. That's just the part where I cut out, because on the big thin mounts you have straight lines, and then you have red lines that are for curves for your letters. But this is just, I'm going to use the blue line because some of the letters will come down like the J and the G. So we start with the J. Now when we line up our letters, we're going to go from right to left because it's going to be backwards. When we flip it over and stamp it, that'll be right. Okay. J. And then the I. N. G. L. And last but not least, the E. So now we have Jingle. This is such a small font that it might not be able to see very well with the camera, but I'll raise it up. So see, we have our Jingle. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to make sure it's going to fit on my stamp. And it will, because, or not my stamp, make sure it fits on my tag. So we'll put it here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Iron Orchid Design Stamp Pad. This is in black. There are several different colors, and if there isn't a color that you like, you can make your own with the mixing kit. The mixing white, and because all the primary colors are in ink. Okay, so I'm just going to take this and I'm going to lightly and I'm going to try it and make sure. Now I can see that my end is a little bit crooked on here. I've practiced a few times on here just to make sure that it's going to work and it's going to look good. So I'm going to give it a little bit more ink. Now I'm going to place it strategically on my tag, and I want to make sure that once I stick it down that I commit and I don't want to move it. So I push it down, and then I'm going to lightly press over each letter to make sure I get the design part. All the letters. Jingle! There we go. All right, so let's check and see if these are dry. Oh yeah, they're good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of wood glue and we're going to glue them on. So I'm just using regular Titebond. And sometimes this tends to get clogged, so I just take a brush and I stick it down into my glue and I get glue on my brush. So now I can just put some glue on the back, and then I'm going to stick the bigger one right here. And then I'm going to put, let's see, probably over here. So put a little bit more glue. Make sure I push that down. We'll let that dry. And if I want to, I can always glue one over here, down here, or over here. But I'm thinking 2 right now is okay. I can always stack them, which would be cute too. Maybe we'll put it there, just because I generally tend to use 3s. Okay, let's put that over here. And we'll just make him a little crooked. Okay, we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to put it on our bottle, and I'll show you how cute it is. I'll stick this one over here. All right, so now we are going to use our deer. Look at how cute he looks on here. First thing I need to do is I need to get some glue. Now keep in mind that when you use the resin, they're more conformed where you can't really bend it. So part of the antler is going to stick off, which is fine. If you're using the air dry clay, generally you want to put them on while they're still wet, and you can actually bend them in so they won't stick out of your design. So that's just something for you to keep in mind. All right, let's get some glue on him. And all the little antler parts. And I'm going to put him all the way down here to the bottom. Give him a nice firm press. I'm just using the edge of my paintbrush just in case there's a part of the deer that's still, the paint that still might be wet. I don't want to take any paint off. So let that sit for a second. Now we're going to put the bow on. So the bow with the resin is going to, it's going to be stiff, so it's going to stick out, so it's going to be more 3D. If you put it on with air dry clay, you can put it on and wrap it around the deer's neck. So it's purely up to you on what you want your tag to look like. We're going to go ahead, and I'm going to put the glue right there. Obviously, it'll probably be a little bit more sturdy if you wrap it around, but there we go. Let it just dry there. Look how cute he is. I'm going to put it just like that. All right, so when this dries, we're going to hang it on a wine bottle, and you can see the cute little wine tags that we just made. Okay, it's time to finalize our wine tags, and then we're going to put them on the wine bottle. So there needs to be a little finishing edge. So what I have here is just a Sharpie. You can use a paint pen or whatever kind of writing utensil you want. And I'm just going to give it a thin line and some dots. I used to do this all the time when I used to scrapbook. It just gives it a little bit of a line on the edge, just to give it a little bit more design. So there's that one. And now we're going to do it to the reindeer. The black shows up really good. You can use whatever color you want. And we'll finish it off here. And there we have our little wine tags. Up here, there's a little bit of empty space. You can leave it, or you can write a note with a pen. You can write the year, whatever you want to do. But then we just simply put them in your wine bottle. Let me show you in this. Actually, hello, look in here. for the